All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Persian and the Cowboy podcast. As always, he's the Persian, I'm the Cowboy. And today we're going to be discussing our pet peeves round 4. That's our popular segment. So, Mr. Persian, start us off with what's grinding your gears right now.
Yeah, Cowboy, I have two pet peeves for the day. I'm going to start with my first one, and it's the mobile order chaos.
Oh, my God.
Folks, I have to say, as a form of convenience, I do like to order via DoorDash sometimes if I'm not feeling well, if I'm sick at home and I could use some pho or some soup or just anything in general. Or if I want to watch a football game and I decide to get a pizza and I want to order from the pizza place, then yes, I want to order something fast. I'll do DoorDash or delivery, whatever the fuck.
Can we just take a moment to acknowledge how good pho is?
Yeah, pho is great, dude. If you're sick, any kind of sinus problem, I mean, just watching the meat cook in the broth and the broth that you ingest and just smelling it is so good for your sinuses, so good for you. Thank you to the Vietnamese community for their cuisine because it's fantastic. And the banh mi, too, the banh mi sandwiches, dude, you got to love it.
Oh, the spicy broth with some beef.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Shout out to the Vietnamese community
Thank you.
in America. Thank you so much for your contribution of your cuisine. But I will say that I am so sick and fucking tired of the mobile app situation. I'm a big coffee guy. I like to go get my coffee every couple days from my local coffee shops. I try to support the mom and pop. Sometimes I go to Pete's, whatever. I don't go to Starbucks because I don't like their taste has gone away. It's very flavorless.
Yeah.
But it's like it takes such a long time to get your order now. And especially if you go during the prime time rush hour between 8:30 and 10 o'clock for a coffee in the morning, there is like a backup of mobile orders. Not just DoorDash, but you also have Uber Eats and other third parties that are now doing mobile orders. So these poor workers who are already stressed with people coming in to get their morning coffee and bagel, they're already like bombarded by people. Now they're bombarded by all these mobile orders that are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally like this, there's a buzzing noise for these different companies on the machine. It goes bing, bing, bing. So you hear this fucking noise, and if you have sound autism like your boy does, and I don't like this shit ringing in my ears, it's literally annoying. It's an aggravation. It's literally like a tough situation for the employees because they're trying to scramble to make the drinks. So I'm a very patient. I'm actually a very impatient person. But when it comes to food services, I try to be as patient as possible. But after 12 minutes, I have to ask the person, "Hey, is Sam's order ready?" Or something like that. Is the Persian's order ready?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, and then they say, no, it's not ready yet. We're just so backed up with mobile orders. And I'm like, come on, man. I've already paid. I'm already in line. The fucking mobile order can wait. These fucking people wait. And then the drink just sits there. They have the like a little like area for mobile order pickups, whether it's Uber Eats or DoorDash or another fucking company. So they have that. And the drink stays there for like 20 minutes. So the hotness is gone.
Yeah.
And then the person that has to pick it up has to literally pick it up and take it to the destination that's close by. So what's the point of even ordering an online drink when it comes 25 to 30 minutes later? Because the hotness is gone.
Yeah.
The pastry that was hot is now soggy. The Egg McMuffin that you got is fucking gone. So there's no point. So to me, as a customer, the people that come in the store should have priority over these mobile app people. The mobile apps, I'm sorry to say this, but the federal government has to get involved, and they need to start taxing the shit out of these mobile companies and putting some sort of law that states that if you order on a mobile app, you are secondary. You are not a priority. I'm getting tired of it.
I love how that's always the answer, though. The government needs to come in. We need more laws. We need more regulation.
Dude,
we need more restrictions on these things. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I went to a local Pete's before an event, okay? I went on a weekend, and I get it. It's very busy, and I always go to prime time, so it's my fault. But I was hungry. I wanted something. It's literally fucking like 20 minutes later, and I'm very polite. I said, "Excuse me, is my drink ready?" And the barista was upset with me for asking. She had a little attitude. And, of course, I'm not going to say anything back. I'm like, okay, thank you. So my drink comes 10 minutes later, and it just tastes like, bland. There's no pumps in there of the syrup.
Ah.
So then I gave it back. She grabs it from me, puts one big pump, and then literally pushes the drink, and it spills. It spills. So I'm like, dude. So then the manager comes and makes me the drink correctly because I made a complaint. And I said, look, I understand you guys are busy. I understand under Biden's America, it's hard to find workers. People are just getting handouts and checks from the federal government for not working. But that's not my fucking problem. I already paid you $11. I paid you for a fucking drink and for a pastry that equated to $11, and I gave a $1 tip.
Yeah.
So she gave me a drink, she apologized, whatever, and that was that. But I don't usually make a stink, but this girl, I don't know what the fuck happened. Either you broke up with your boyfriend, you didn't get laid, something happened, but literally just like, and it's like she had a mask on too, and it's like, dude, take off the mask because it doesn't do anything anyways, and just breathe, get that, fresh air, breathe, meditate, do something, get better, and provide good customer service. I'm in the customer service industry. You think I like my customers? Most of my customers are like fucking animals. But, you get paid to do a job, and you have to do your job, and you have to show respect to your customers. You have to show respect to people that are literally paying your paycheck for you. I'm not asking for people to lick my feet. All I'm just saying is when I ask for something, you don't need to throw the drink back at me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, customer service has gone out to hell. But that transitions nicely into my first one. So,
Okay, you go ahead now, Cowboy.
let me tell you about the culture that has taken over this world. Is this? Gosh, damn it!
Fuck you, Siri. You fucking cunt.
I won't respond to that.
Well, thank you, Siri. Oops. But you know what? So there's something that's taken over the culture right now, and you know what it is? The constant necessity to be tipping on stuff that we didn't used to have to tip in general, right? You look around the rest of the world,
That's
the
a
rest
good
of the
point.
world doesn't give a fuck about tipping. They just pay someone to do a job, and then they do the job, and then the money gets
That's
exchanged.
true. That's very
You
true.
go to any restaurant in America, and there's a secret code of, do we have to tip in this situation? Do we not have to tip? And now all these registers have gotten to the point where you can't even just get a check or a receipt printed without having a tip
That's
interaction going through, and where you got to press the button. So they flip it around, and then you see the numbers, right? And then everyone behind you is looking at you like, oh, what's this guy going to tip? Is he going to tip big? Is he going to tip little? And then the options are 18% is the lowest option, 20% tip, 22% tip, and then other. So if you don't want to tip, you got to click other and then actually enter in 000 and then hit submit, which is a longer process for that whole thing. It's just kind of crazy that's the culture we've gotten into. And then it's also stuff like that where they're making a coffee where I'm tipping you in presumption that you're going to give me good service. When a tip used to be like, oh, I got good service.
I'm going to give a nice tip.
Here's, a 15%.
15, 18, 20% sometimes.
Yeah, 15%
I'm a 20%
was
guy.
I grew up when it was if it was really good service, 16% was a good tip. And then, it's gone up to 18 and 20% is now
The cost of
the
living tip now. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Oh, that's another one on top of it. When they sneak
And it's
in
built in.
They
It's
sneak
built
in
in. They
the
sneak it
living
in.
wage fee right there. That's like a deduction that needs to come. When I'm giving a tip on top of it, it's just crazy. So why don't we just be honest and upfront about the interactions? And I went to Vancouver for business. I had to leave the country. It was terrifying.
Oh, my God.
I know. Up to Canada, it was scary stuff. But the restaurant culture was completely different there. We sat down for dinner. The waiter came by 10 minutes later. Was like, "Hey, do you guys want drinks?" And we're like, "Well, yeah." Then we ordered drinks, and then another 15 minutes or so. It was so much slower, and it made me a little anxious because I'm so much like an American. Need to go. Let's get everything together.
Yeah, we're in a rush all the time.
I know, but there it's just oh yeah, sit down, relax, enjoy the place, talk a little bit. We'll come get you another drink in a second. It's not what are you drinking? What is your food order? All right, get the hell out of here. It was a 2-hour-long dinner, and it was just super slow and relaxed the entire time. It freaked me out a little bit being an American, but and then I still tipped at the end because I'm an American. But
yeah, that's kind of the way it is. So locally, to your point, there's a restaurant. I try to support mom and pop as much as I can.
of course,
And we went to a restaurant, and I get it. Post-COVID, restaurants are trying to rebound. They need to raise their prices. I get it. But the middle class that are going to eat at these establishments, and you have the 1% that can afford whatever the fuck they want, but you have the middle class that are really making the economy hum, you know, they can't really afford sometimes these special, like, secret fees that are put in the check suddenly, like whatever. I took my wife to a dinner. This is like a while back ago, but we went to a dinner and we sat down. We had a couple of cocktails each, and then we had an appetizer. We had our entree and a dessert. How much do you think that meal was? Guess wise.
One more time. What was it? Was it entree?
So we
two
had
entrees?
we had 2 cocktails each. Mm-hmm. I had 2 espresso martinis. She had a glass of wine and an espresso martini.
Yes.
Okay. And then we had an appetizer. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we had our entrees.
Yep.
Maybe a salad as well in the mix.
Yeah.
And our entree. And then we each had a dessert item.
Oh, you're not getting out of there for less than 150.
Oh, no. It was way higher than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give you a guess. Take a guess, and I'll tell you the amount.
200?
With tip.
Yeah.
And the built-in tip. Mm-hmm. And then I gave a tip. The tip that I gave was on top of the built-in tip. I didn't know it was built in until I saw the receipt.
They sneak that through.
And I'm not a guy that's like looking through the receipt. I trust. I just put the card down.
Yeah.
So I put my card down, and then the bill comes. Like before the bill came, and it was like $300.
Damn.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So like I told my wife, I'm like, is this right? So she looked at it. She's like, yeah, that's right. That's how much we ordered. And that's like the cost. I'm like, I wasn't complaining. I'm not cheap.
Yeah.
But I put the card down and I gave a tip on top of that. It was good service. I gave 20% tip, but I was out the door like fucking $340.
Oh, it's insane.
It's insane. So it's become like crazy. Like you just look at like the cost of goods, right? Like I told you, I went to the coffee shop back in the day, a few years back, a fucking mocha and like a pastry was like $8. Now it's like $11, $12. Like things have gone up. But this
You used to be able to
built-in,
get a sandwich without spending more than $10.
I know. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
But like the built-in tip shit, man, it's like getting out of control. Like it's fucking like I get it. These restaurants, they need to survive. The workers need to get paid. They need to get paid more. And I'm for the worker. I'm for all this. But dude, where's the fucking middle class like tax break here, dude? Jesus Christ. Like we're paying for this, paying for that, paying for this, paying for that. I have to start eating at home now.
Well, and that's the thing is the tax, how much a dollar's taxed like 50% by the time it gets to your pocket between the business tax, the sales tax, the income
There's
tax,
too much taxes.
property tax.
All these people are like bitching and moaning. We need more taxes, more taxes. No, we need less taxes.
We need less taxes and let capitalism actually do its thing. Because right now
Exactly.
it's just so controlled, so regulated that we can't get fair business exchange,
We both, for professional career, we have the element of sales. So we get a commission check, quarterly, bonuses quarterly, monthly, whatever the fuck. I look at my pay stub and the amount of taxes that I pay on my commissions and my bonuses are insane.
Yeah.
I pay at least 42%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then you also have to pay, got to pay into, your 401k, your stock program, whatever the fuck you got. But that's like additional out of your paycheck. So it's like, dude, it's like everything's gone. And then you got to pay your bills and all this. I know we went on a tangent on this, but I agree with you 110%.
Well, I think
the
taxation is a pet peeve that we should
we'll have to
discuss.
talk about that. But yeah, it's gotten out of control. And like they try to charge you nickel and dime you for every little thing now. It's like, dude, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
So that's what.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And then just taxation in general. It's like, oh, the government, how dare you be greedy and want to keep more of the money that you
That's
earned?
what these motherfuckers do all the time. All these politicians, you look at their net worths, it's like above 20 million. Why does a politician have a net worth of above $1 million? They work for the people. We don't work for them. And they are pocketing through lobbyist groups, through stocks, shit. Like, that's a whole other topic for another day.
Yeah.
But like, dude, that just blows my mind.
Anyways, but the the tip thing should never be a presumptive, like it's going to happen. It's. I don't like how you flip the iPad around now and then you got to enter it in and go from there.
I don't like that because you don't know where it's going.
Yeah,
you don't know if you're doing it correctly, and then you got to call the person over. If you had a couple drinks too, you're like, you're like buzzed. You're like, how do I do this? So no, I agree with you there. It's become a problem. And then on this topic, on this topic regarding food, I honestly cannot stand the whole DoorDash thing and just like all the delivery people coming and like picking up their food. Like I now I call a place and just do a delivery where I have to go pick it up myself, my own food, instead of using the apps. I don't want to use these apps anymore because their fees are like outrageous.
Yeah.
So I called this restaurant locally in the town that I live, and I picked up an order for the family. It was a Friday night. Okay. So I go prime time again, 6:30, because, it's the time to eat. 5:30, 7 o'clock's your window. So anyways, I went to the seafood restaurant. I picked up a bunch of a great place. Shout out to that restaurant. But I literally go to the back. That's where the pickups are get picked up. It was like a sea of people like literally getting humanitarian aid. It was like people out the door just going like this.
Yeah.
Showing their phones. They don't speak a lick of English. They don't speak any part of the language. And I'm not making fun of these people, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to communicate and if you want to, like, be a productive member of society in the United States, you need to at least speak basic English to get around. Like, they literally have nice-ass iPhones and literally just going up to the manager, pointing in their face for the order. And it's chaos, dude. Like, all these managers are like, order for Jillian, order for Steve, order for this. And it takes such a long time to get these people's food out the door because all these delivery drivers are coming. And then I pick up my food, and the food got soggy in the end. I had to warm it back up again. It's just the delivery thing is just getting out of hand. Can we just go back to basics where if somebody were to pick it up, like somebody calling, my name is Mike. I'm ordering this. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Okay, Mike, come pick this up. It's just like insane.
Well, how lazy of a society have we gotten to be where we can't even go out and get food anymore? We just stay in our house the entire time and we just get food delivered to us instead of actually going and getting it.
I mean, I'm a person that I'll call myself out. I've done that before, but as of 2022, I no longer do this because I don't want to put money in Uber Eats and into DoorDash.
Yeah.
These people are making a fortune and they treat their employees horribly.
Yeah.
But when you go to these restaurants, especially during prime time, it's like a line for humanitarian aid. Like I said, like these people are fucking like all over the place, hovering, pushing you out of the way, shoving their phone in the manager's faces for the restaurant and the other workers. I need to pick up my order. I need to pick up my order.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, dude, you don't even speak any English. Like, it's hard to like communicate. And I'm not trying to be rude or I'm not trying to be controversial here, but if you want to be a productive member of society, you want to get the process going a little faster, speak at least a little bit of English for God's sakes. Like, hello, how are you? I'm here to pick up this order.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. English is a very easy language to learn.
It's actually not, but yeah.
Well,
It's one of the more complicated ones out there.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I can't learn Mandarin. Like Mandarin's very hard. You know what I'm saying? English is a little bit harder than English is a little bit easier than Mandarin. You know what I'm saying?
I suppose so.
English is a
yeah.
little easier than Spanish. Like it's hard, but if you put your mind to it, you can learn it. So
Spanish is easier than English, but yeah.
Either way, it's becoming a problem.
Yeah, yeah. If I was a homeless guy right now, I would just show up to a Chipotle and just grab whatever random thing was on their little pickup side right there and just walk on out.
That's actually what I thought about the other day. Like, if you're a homeless person and you need to eat and you're, suffering and you're starving,
yeah,
like, just run into the stores. I mean, you have people breaking into stores now and just taking everything. And
Seriously.
in California, that's okay. You don't even get a slap on the wrist. They actually encourage robbery.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm a homeless person, I would literally go into a Chipotle or a Taco Bell or like a McDonald's and I see a to-go order, I'm just going to grab it. I don't give a fuck what's in there because I'm hungry. I'm just going to take a bunch of bags and run out there and go in the corner and eat it like I'm a crack addict, which most of them are. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to do because
Seriously.
I need to survive. Survival of the fittest, dude. This is like fucking Lord of the Flies, man. Like, so that's where I stand. I mean, the whole theme of today's pet peeves is like how the mobile order situation is getting out of control.
All right,
and
yeah.
it needs to be shut down.
Whose turn is it?
It's your turn now.
My turn? Okay. Speaking of like phones and technology and stuff like that, you know what drives me insane is the fact that the number order on a calculator is completely flipped around from the number order on the phones. You start off on a
God,
calculator. It
it's
starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the bottom up, but on a phone it starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the top down. And so going through engineering school, I'm like doing like punching things into a calculator all day every day. And then I go by my phone and I'm like, why are the numbers flipped around on this situation? It doesn't make any sense. So the calculator came out first. And those guys just figured out, this is the most ergonomic way to do it and punch in numbers really quickly. And then when they went from the rotary to a dial phone, they actually had someone go out and survey people and say, hey, what order would make most sense for this? And the layperson's like, I don't know. Why don't we put the number 1 and this 2 and 3 and 4 at top? And then go down from that direction. They're like, okay, if you guys say so. And now we got 2 competing different number systems going on with this. I don't know. It drives me insane, man. It just frustrates the hell out of me.
There's just these little things that really irritate you, and it comes to a forum like this where you have to talk about it.
I know, yeah.
I have a bonus one for you.
All right.
I have a bonus one.
To wrap us up, sounds good.
And it's just the public restroom situation at restaurants. Like, again, the whole restaurant theme today. My God, dude. Like, are human beings like they are animals, but are human beings literally like demented animals? Because like, what are we eating that the whole restaurant smells like shit? What are we eating that literally when I walk into a public restroom and I need to pee and all the urinals are taking, so I have to use a stall, that you literally look like you have the Ebola virus in your bowels. Like, it's so disgusting what is happening. I mean, you go into a men's restroom at a restaurant or a men's restroom in general in the public, it's like a fucking sewer. Like, there's piss all over the floor. There's shit on the fucking rim of the toilet. There's fucking snot on the ground. The cigarette butts all over the place. It's disgusting. Like, don't these restaurants and like the fucking like public works people, don't you people clean this up like twice a day? Like, do we forget how to wipe ourselves after we're done going to the bathroom and literally wipe? Like, if you pee on a seat, be a human being and literally wipe it and clean it as best you can so that the next person that's going to use it is going to use it. So that way they don't have to put shit on there. I had to take my son to a public restroom at a theme park. And let me tell you, I literally had to use sanitizing wipes that I had on me to clean the toilet for him.
Yeah.
Because it was disgusting. And then I sat him down. He did his business. I cleaned him up. And then after that, he's like, Daddy, why are these bathrooms so disgusting? And I said, buddy, because people are animals. They're worthless. They have no class. They have no respect. And they forgot how to treat one another. This just shows you that how we're fucking losing as a society. But we're more concerned about how many genders we have.
Yeah.
And we're not concerned about our manners, about our bathroom habits, about basic like greetings. Hello, how are you? And literally like, this is all I see now when I'm at like a coffee shop. Like I'll walk into a coffee shop and I'll be like, hey, good morning, how are you? To like somebody next to me. This is everybody on their fucking phone.
You have a lot of trauma that happens to you in coffee shops.
I'm so fucking tired of going to coffee shops. I'm fucking fed up with it. Just shut all of them down.
That and like the snakes and like the service animals all over the place and the people's feet.
It's just annoying. Like literally, it's just like the bathroom situation. I'm sure, I've never been in a woman's bathroom before at a public restaurant, but I'm sure it's much cleaner than men's restrooms because, for men, really they're fucking animals, dude. Like literally, it's like, dude, homie, the guy that's going to use a stall after you needs to use a stall. Clean up your shit off the toilet rim. It's disgusting. What are you, fucking animal? Do you do this at your house? Do you sit on the toilet at your house and shit on the rim? There's a hole for a reason to put the turd through it. You don't shit on the fucking rim and make a Jackson Pollock painting on the rim. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's
that
like
visual, man. I don't know. This is a little much.
I walked into a restroom. I'll be honest with you. I walked into a restroom at one of my old workplaces. There was an office building in the city that I was working at. Nice office building, but there was a couple restaurants at the bottom floor, right? And I think it was like, they used to make like chili dogs. Mm-hmm. It was Chili Dog Wednesday. Sorry, folks, this is too much. So I walk into the bathroom, okay, and then literally I walk in, I open the stall, and the first thing that I see on the wall, and the wall had like Subway tiles. I don't know if somebody got fired that day or if somebody literally had explosive diarrhea, but they shat all over the wall. They shat all over the wall.
Just
and
how?
I'm talking about like basically you have to like sit like this. Here's a visual for the camera. You gotta sit like this, arch your ass up, and just like shit like that all over. Like that's on purpose. If you have that kind of explosive diarrhea, you need to be quarantined by the CDC. This is insane.
You heard it here first, folks.
Like this is disgusting. The motherfucker like shit all over the place, and you walk in there, and all the stalls are taken, and I gotta go. So I leave. I told the janitor, like, dude, somebody fucking did this, and he was pissed because he has to clean shit every day for a living.
Yeah.
He's not happy about it.
Poor guy.
But anyways, I had to go home. This was a go-home situation. I worked from home the rest of the day. I said, I am distraught. I need to go home. What I saw. I didn't eat.
I need a mental health day real quick.
I didn't eat at that restaurant down below for like a year. I was
Yeah.
so shocked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they put in the chili, but this motherfucker had to go ASAP.
I don't blame you there, man. Get the hell out while you
Yeah.
can.
So, anyways, I'm just saying, folks, when you use the bathroom, especially a public restroom or a bathroom where it's not yours, you don't own it, please wipe after yourself, clean the toilet seat, clean yourself up, wash your hands thoroughly, and literally walk out of there like you're a classy person. Show some class, some respect, and some dignity. Because in 2023, we are losing all these things.
Yeah.
So please help humanity.
Please help us all.
And that's all I have to say about my pet peeves today.
You know, and I think that's a good point to wrap it up. Let's hear it for the Persian. That was a very, very in-depth description of
I hope I
our
didn't
pet
ruin anybody's
peeves.
lunch for the foreseeable week. I know the Cowboy was going to have some chili in his fridge, but now it looks like chunks of diarrhea probably.
You know, I was really hungry when we were talking about all the DoorDash stuff, and then it just closed out right there. So now I'm feeling pretty good. So we'll wait on food. But anyways, with that, y'all, thanks for coming along with us on this journey, and you guys have a great one.
Have a great day, everybody. God bless.